Learning is crucial in this day and age. Those who stop learning and evolving are bound to go extinct. And learning better and more efficiently will put you way ahead of the competition. Accumulating multiple opinions and resources to learn something by listening to different people on the internet and asking them for advice on how they went about learning what you want to learn. Different people have differing ways of teaching the same subject. Often learning a concept from multiple sources ensures that you properly learn the subject at hand. Reddit is often helpful to me because people tend to be more transparent there about things. Hearing opposing opinions is really important. Say you learn a programming language, and you learn some things. So now, your next aim should be using the newly learned knowledge on a project. That's how you associate the learned knowledge with real-world experience and build strong neural pathways for that particular skill. Do not underestimate this advice, as this is exactly how our primitive ancestors learned things. They learned new information and then applied that knowledge to help them survive, and the knowledge was etched into their brains. Now, for things that you just have to remember, use ANKI flashcards. Medical field students have to depend heavily on remembering facts, and it is the same with language learning, where you initially have to learn some vocabulary to build the foundation for higher learning. ANKI is the perfect tool for these kinds of things. It spaces the cards according to the forgetting curve and is the most effective tool for this. Using mnemonics can also help. The weirder and personal they are, the easier they will be to remember. If you can articulate a topic onto paper clearly and precisely, it is a great indicator that you know the subject at hand very well. After starting writing, I have also found that how I speak and my ability to use appropriate words for certain things have drastically improved. Try to write notes after learning something from memory. This gives you the most bang for your buck. Splitting time between doing the thing and learning the thing. Watching someone paint online won't make you a painter. There is a middle ground between learning from others online and doing the thing yourself. Find the balance. You want to refine your learnings by watching others and also practicing yourself for maximum gains. Analyzing the past is one of the most powerful tools in your life. Do not weep over your past, but analyze your pitfalls, because regret would not get you anywhere. Try to understand that learning from it is the most beneficial thing you can do, and crying over it won't get you anywhere. Imagine you constantly do this to actively try to analyze the past and understand your weak points and strengths. Imagine how much improvement you could make. Most people quit before even starting to learn a new thing. Always do the least thing required to start when you are afraid, even if it is small. For example, say you want to learn boxing. Don't get into details of, oh, what regiment should I follow, or what gym should I join. Don't fret in the beginning, just start. If you are hesitant, never be afraid to make mistakes. Understand, mistakes are the way. I have tried speed reading, and personally, it did not help me because, yeah, I was able to read fast, but my comprehension dropped significantly. If you want to give it a shot, by all means, do it, but I think it's not worth it. To better remember the read material, try to read it out loud, and also visualize it. You will be able to understand the information better and more clearly. Organizing the information is just as important as understanding it. Think of your brain like a shelf. Now you first understand the information and then you place the understood information into the shelf where you can pick that information later. You want to structure the information in a well-defined manner so you know exactly where to recall it. This can be done by free recall. Do not reread the subject and affirm that you know what you read. You need to recall it so you can truly give it a structure and understand it. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, is a familiar saying that asserts that 80% of outcomes result from 20% of all inputs for a given event. Find that 20% in that field and get 80% of the results. The majority of results come from a minority of causes. Find those causes and make a major impact. However, remember, this does not imply that the other 80% is useless, and it does not have to be just 80-20. It can also be 60-40, 70-30, etc. Actively try to give yourself feedback when learning something new. Good feedback should not be demotivating. Join a community of people who are trying to learn the same thing to also get critique from them. Use it for continuous growth. Drilling is often perceived as boring and mundane, but it is especially powerful if done correctly. There is a technique called overlearning, where you master a simple skill to the point of mastery through drilling, for example. Say you just learned how to jab, now drilling the jab to the point that it becomes second nature is overlearning. Now you don't actively think about how to properly jab when boxing. Test yourself constantly on the knowledge to gauge if you truly understand the concept at hand. Give yourself quizzes and do not be afraid to answer wrong. Making mistakes will improve your learning in the long term. Try to recall, even if you don't remember. The act of recalling and scrabbling through your brain for the answer helps because when the correct info is later revealed, your brain integrates that knowledge better. Take a break if you get stuck learning a concept. Using diffused brain mode helps if you get stuck and don't understand something. Just close your eyes and sit still for a minute or two. What happens is neurons refire during the time you sit still doing nothing, kind of like when you are sleeping. This can help make new connections that you could not before. Diffused brain mode lets your brain wander and is useful for tasks that require creativity. For academic learning, remember to study every day and try not to cram before the night of the exam. Even if you miss a few days, try to study 5-10 minutes to keep the momentum going. Take action. Above mentioned tips are useless if you don't take action. Try to implement them and see which ones help you. Learning is meeting the same condition, but exhibiting different behavior. If you keep meeting the same condition but you don't change your behavior, you have not learned. Take action. Often we distract ourselves and think we are being productive by watching videos online. Keep your focus on things that truly help you and stay aware of distractions. Keep your study materials, notes, and resources organized. This makes it easier to review, and you don't have to find all your notes from different places, which is a hassle. Regularly reflect on your learning progress. What works for you? What doesn't? Adjust your strategies accordingly. Cultivate a curious mindset. Understand that your brain is a literal biological learning machine. Ask questions and explore topics beyond the immediate requirements. Genuine interest enhances learning. Engage in active learning methods such as summarizing information in your own words, teaching concepts to someone else. Try not to hasten or slack the learning process. Try to wrestle with it. Without focus, learning is extremely difficult. Check this video for some tips on how to focus.